Hey everybody, this is a T-54E1 game, still platooned up with Eddie. This is from the same session as the other games. We are on south spawn of Mountain Pass. Fuck my life. This map still has not been fixed. It is still hideously biased towards the north spawn because they still get a much better shooting position at the start of the match. I suspect when Wargaming balanced this map, they actually thought people would use Ice Road and it would be a viable route to the enemy cap. No. Just no. Please, Wargaming, seriously. Nobody uses Ice Road, and if they do, they die horribly. West is where everything happens on this map, and the map should be balanced around the use of the Western Road. Eddie is grinding his Wheezy 131, one of the better light tanks in the game. However, it looks like he's still got the auto-loading gun from the 5916 on it, so he's going to have trouble penning stuff in this game, except the enemy light tanks. He decides to dive down into the trench. Unfortunately, this is a mistake because the Simp Walker Bulldog is down there, and the M41 will gladly tear up anything it sees, especially other light tanks. I managed to cross the gap without getting dunked on, which is nice. The enemy T-54E1 is actually in position to deliver the dunking, but because the Simp Scout did something really stupid actually and crossed over, the 54E1 didn't have shots, and in fact our team got into safety and began shooting at him. So that M41 just cost his team potentially at least 500-600 damage, probably closer to 1,000 on all us tanks crossing mid. And now he's in a shitty position where he's going to get sniped at. That's why if you have north spawn, you're in a light tank, you do not ever go into the trench. It's just a bad plan. It ends terribly, it fucks your team over. Don't do it. I decide to reload and begin heading to the west road to cut off anything that tries to come in through here. Replay is a little jittery again. They've been like that all day. So I set up on the corner, and oh look, a Löwe is going to come around and give me a nice big slow target. He gets one shot into me, as does a light tank covering him. And then, oh god, that was a lot of alpha very suddenly. Had I not just been hit by all those tanks at once, that would have been a really good trade. Unfortunately, I was hit by all those tanks, and so I'm now missing most of my hit points. There's another 54E1 behind me. That's where he's going to try and stay all game. He should be out in front of me, taking my position. It looks like he's going to for a moment, but the second that he starts getting shot back at, he runs away and hides. In fact, before he even gets shot at. I want to block him here, so I back off just a tiny bit. Enemy 54E1 starts trading shots with him. The enemy 54E1 can actually aim and starts kicking the shit out of our 54E1. Get one into the T-71 as he crosses. Enemy 54 is clipped out, but I am now one-shottable to him. He's behind hard cover, there's a hill blocking my shot. I put my last round into the Tiger and back off just in time to bounce the Tiger's incoming shot. I go to reload and hope that this 54E1 next to me will stay in front where he should be, since he has all the hit points. In fact, no, he retreats back behind me. He has 920 hit points, 928 if I want to be exact. I have 351. He is hiding behind me. I don't care if he's reloading, he's using me as a shield. I know I'm about to come off reload, so I back out to finish the T-37. He does pen me once in the process, unfortunately. The Leopard makes a rush, but his aim is bad, as is his timing. Sorry, words are difficult. My shot at the T-71 actually flies wide and hits the, at that time, unspotted 54E1. I'm on reload, I'm also nearly dead. I back up and use our 54E1 as bait, which is what he should be. He should be staying in front of me. He hasn't actually taken a hit since the last time I saw him. Now in a straight engagement, he will beat the leopard. He'll clip it out while the leopard will only hit him once or twice. However, he's deliberately, well not deliberately I'd imagine, but he's stupidly giving it the opportunity to peek around the corner and hit him without being shot back. This is the hallmark of bad players in autoloaders. They try and peek and poke. It does not work. If you are in an autoloader and you're peek and poking, you are playing the other tank's game. Autoloaders are about burst damage. You have to sit still and clip something. If you fire one shot back into cover and fire another about 5 seconds later, you throw away every single advantage an autoloader has and are left with only the disadvantages. The Leo charges around the corner, goes for me since I'm low health, and the other 54E1 fails to do anything about it. The whole time this was happening, I was swearing up a storm in TeamSpeak, especially when that happened. Honestly, in hindsight, I wish I just parked behind this guy and slowly shoved him out of cover. The 1 day or 1 week or whatever ban for physics abuse would have been worth getting him killed. In fact, I'm not even sure I would have been banned because pubbies do it to me all the goddamn time and Wargaming don't actually seem to do anything about it. So, lessons to draw from this match. First of all, the east side of this map is basically irrelevant and the only purpose of it being there is just to hold it while the west pushes through. Second of all, do not peek and poke in a fucking autoloader. I don't know how many times I have to tell people this, or anyone else for that matter. It should be common knowledge by now. It's repeated on the forums, it's repeated in game, it's repeated in YouTube videos. Do not fucking peek and poke in an autoloader. Clip people. That's the whole reason you have an autoloader. It's so you can sit there and put 4 shots into somebody for every 1 shot they get at you. That's the whole point of the tank. If you're putting 1 shot into them for 1 shot into you, you may as well play a normal tank. And even then you're stupid because you shouldn't be trading at a 1-to-1 ratio. If you can't grasp that simple mechanic, don't play auto-loading tanks. Trust me, you won't enjoy it, you won't be good at it, the rest of your team will just become rabid if they see you trying to peek and poke with it. The other thing is don't use low health teammates as shields, especially if they're better players than you. Seriously, I am so sick of bads using my tank as cover. Fair enough if I have a lot more hit points than them, but if I am one-shottable and they have more than double my hit points, they should be in front of me, not the other way around. This is the problem. Bad players will fire 1 shot and then back all the way back. I've seen them actually back 200-300 meters straight back after firing 1 shot, just because they wanted to make sure everything in front of them got hit first. It's really, really just infuriating to deal with, because it's not teamwork. It's throwing the rest of your team under the bus for your own benefit. It's not what good players do. Having said that, if you are capable of actually sitting still for the 5 or 6 seconds it takes most tanks to clip something, and you know how to time your reloads, and you know not to use lower health teammates than you as a shield, by all means, play autoloaders. They are a lot of fun. It's a different playstyle. It takes some getting used to. You may not be good at it initially, but once you eventually get the hang of it, you'll find that quite a lot of fun. The typical strong point of an autoloader is being able to sort of bide their time for most of the game, and then right at the end of it, just go on cleanup, because if you get to the end of the game and you're still alive, most of the enemy tanks will still have only 1 or 2 hit points worth of, 1 or 2 shots worth of hit points, and so you can just drive around 1 shot, 2 shots for you, 1 shot for you, clean up 4 tanks in a clip, 5 tanks in a clip, 6 in some tanks because you have the 6 shots. It depends how many shots you have, what their hit points are like, and, you know, obviously some other factors, but you can quite happily clean up multiple tanks in 1 clip late game, and that's a really strong point of an autoloader. If it can keep itself alive that long, it's an enormous advantage. They're strong at the start of the game just because they're able to put out that much damage that quickly, but the true game-changing sort of impact of the auto-loading tank is the ability to just finish people off in such quick order at the late game stage. It completely turned the game on its head when they first came out. and to this day they're still very effective, just purely because of that capability. Anyway, thank you for watching. As ever, there will be plenty more of this kind of thing on this channel. If you found this interesting or educational or enjoyable, or you also just hate pubbies, this is the place to be. Best of luck on the field. See you next time.